Hi there, welcome to a second 10-minute moan of today. I'm probably going to do 3, right? And the topic of this one is an absolute car crash of a radio interview from this morning with John Swinney on Nicky Campbell's radio show, right? Now, Nicky asks him one question and he gives him 2 answers, right? He asks him, how many genders are there? Which, if you're the leader of any organisation, you would probably be able to answer questions quite quick and firmly and concise. Not go, he done a cracking impersonation, by the way, of Joe Biden, right? See, if it was Joe Biden asked the same question, you'd expect the same answer. There was about 5-6 seconds of nothing coming out of his mouth, right? Well, he tried to sort of process and remember, what was it they told me to say when somebody asked me how many genders there is? Is the answer 2 or more than 2, right? Gone, totally, right? And then he goes on to answer a question that he wasn't asked, and that is, what is a woman? Now, Nicky Campbell never asked him that. Nicky Campbell asked him how many genders there were. So he makes an absolute Roger Hunt of himself with this 35 seconds of absolute carnage. This is comedy gold. Have a wee watch.
First Minister, how many genders are there?
Well, I think there'll be quite a debate about that, Nicky. I think there are, but certainly from
what do you think?
My point of view, I recognise that. Well, I think in this debate, a woman is an adult born as a female, and they're also transgender women.
Would you think? Has he done his nut? Has he lost the plot? Now, I would imagine, right, if I was the leader of a party that was in control of Holyrood and I was therefore the First Minister, I would kind of think, right, I'm going out today. What sort of questions do you think I might get asked, right? And maybe prepare answers. Or, if I was in that lofty position, I would probably have loads of SPADs, that's special advisors and stuff, all around about me. It would grab me a minute and go, John, any idea what you're going to get asked today? No, I've not thought it through. You might get asked gender questions, right? Do you know what you're saying, John? Aye, I'll carry that off, right? You would think these conversations would happen, right? Because you're probably each day going to think half a dozen questions that you could get asked and just prepare for them and have your answers. Because let me remind you, this guy's job title is First Minister of Scotland. He is meant to be the leader of the Parliament and indeed the government that runs the Parliament, right? He's meant to be the sharpest cookie we've got. He is, I swear to God, I said it at the start of the video, he's becoming the Joe Biden of Scotland, right? He's got just nothing about him. See, if I was a salesman, which I spent 25 years of my working life in sales, right? And that was my gaffer, I couldn't let him lead me because there's nothing there. There's no inspiration, there's no drive, there's no get up and go. There's just nothing, right? And I don't think I could be led by him. I would lead him. I would have him tied in knots if that was my gaffer, right? And this guy's meant to be leading our country. It's just frightening, right? And for him to go like that when he's out in the campaign trail, for Christ's sake, right? He's going to get hundreds of questions today. And to not have a clue how he wants to answer. Well, a woman is an adult female, and there's a transgender woman too, right? John, get your head a shake, son. You're an absolute redneck. Do you know, see if Humza, for all his faults, right, and for all the pish he spoke, at least he had his bullshit lined up. Do you know what I mean? He'd know what type, and you would see him sometimes looking completely like rabbit in the headlights, but he was better than you. You are an absolute embarrassment to not just your party, but Scotland. Because people down south will have been listening to that and watching the other day, what were you like with the yellow shades and a pink cowboy hat? And your grandad denims out of C&A. What was that all about? You are a red neck. You're not a leader. I don't even think if you gauged you on being a parliamentarian, you'd get more than fucking 4 out of 10, right? But somehow you are the leader of the Scottish Government. A pair of yellow shades and a pink kick me, kiss me quick hat, right? Standing in Buchanan Street over the weekend. And then, see the other photograph, right? There was another photograph where he was in a yellow convertible. It was an old Alfa Romeo, right? And you're like, I genuinely thought that's got to be photoshopped, right? There's no danger. He's out campaigning as a leader of the SNP, trying to get us to vote for his MPs to go to Westminster. And a yellow Alfa Romeo like that, right? You're embarrassing yourself, John. See, in about 5 to 10 years, you'll sit back and look at your career and go like that. What was I doing? Right? What was I doing? But at least when folk like me have the, what was I doing? It was stuff we done 30 years ago when it was acceptable and it's just embarrassing now. You're embarrassing right now. You are an absolute embarrassment to yourself, your party, your family and the country. But the bad thing is, right, the party must think you're doing all right. Because they put your face in a bus, right? And see, while we're on that subject, there's a lot of debate about the bus. Folk going like, that's just it. They looked at the regi number. And, oh, that's the bus that Celtic use. Aye. And they rent it off Dougie Park, parts of Hamilton. I hope Dougie Park's charged you and charged you before you left because he's a skint. And he might not get his dough if he's getting you on tick, right? So, fingers crossed, he's no gave you it for nothing because I wouldn't be too happy with that. But if he's gave you it and he's charging you and stuck an invoice in, kind of hope you left him a hefty deposit because he'll for his money with the state of your finances, and you are, you're meant to be driving the train, right? You're just like, what are you doing? Here, John, how many gender is there? Woman, there's a debate. Aye, that'll be a debate. Debate, fuck all, right? It's not that difficult, right? Birds and the bees, Adam and Eve, no difficult, right? But you, that'll be a serious debate. Debate for who? Who needs to debate that? If anybody's no sure of that answer within half a second of getting asked that question, you're in the wrong job. How are you going to cope with difficult things like budgets and stuff if you don't know there's two genders? And then you had to have the bullshit, I've said that woman thing, no, I didn't mean to say that, that wasn't in my brief. I made an arse, I've said a woman is an adult female, no, how agree with this? And there's transgender women, right? You don't get it, right? You think that you're ingratiating yourself to a section of society. I've got news for you, it's about that size, right? The people that go, good answer, John, thanks very much, yeah, LBGTQ plus I.com, right? That amount of people you're turning on. Even the people in the first bit of that alphabet, the LGBs, they're after that. They've moved on for that. They don't want any to do with these trans women either, right? You have lost the plot, right? You can't actually get in your head that, you know what, 50% of Scottish people are female, like proper women, no the second lot of women that you think are women, right? There's a big chunk of them, and there's more every day when they realise what's going on, right? That all this gender ideology nonsense is it's a nice, that's it, if you're feeling a wee bit insecure, give me a wee cyber cuddle, right? That's fine. But yous are actually making policies based on that amount of people. And that amount of people are going, nah, no having it. No anymore. Knock it, pop it in the head, we've had enough, right? And you just keep jumping in with 2 feet, right? I'll bet you, what's it? They reckon about 40% of the population voted for you the last time. 25% less this time is going to be about 30%. So you've got to kind of guess 15% of them are women, right? Half your voting pool is women. So out of that, you're probably pissed off about 75% of them today, right? Give your head a shake. I actually shouldn't be giving you tips, but keep going, right? You please keep going. Please stay in that job and don't move till we get another Scottish election, because I didn't think anybody could hit the heights of Humza or been hated by the Scottish electorate. But you're giving it a right good show. So don't go anywhere. Please, don't wrap it. Stay with you. We're loving it, right? Absolutely loving your job. You're doing a great job for the union, right? Thanks very much. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. If you've not already done so, please consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell. But most importantly of all, unless you're John Biden, Joe Swinney. No, John Joe Biden Swinney. There you are. There's your new name. See, unless you're you, the SNP, or any of the crackpot cult that still buy your shite, see everybody else. Have a great day. Cheery bye now.